Yo, yo, welcome back, everybody. Let me see something real quick, bro. All right, let me fix this. All right. So, welcome back to Helping Humanity Evolve. My name is Jose. How's everybody doing today, man? Listen, hope everybody's happy and healthy. Hope you guys are meditating and connecting to source. You know, we love you, we miss you. We want you to come home. You know what I'm saying? Quick shout out, man. Shout out to my subscribers. I love you, man. Shout out to source. I love you guys. You hear me? Shout out to my ancestors. Shout out to my archangels, my angel gods, my demon gods, my spirit gods. I love y'all, bro. Shout out to the universe. Shout out to the Galactic Federation. Shout out to Trippy Everything. I fucking love y'all, bro. So listen, we're in September, bro. Right? September came fast, bro. Holy fuck, bro. So it's September 5th. It's currently 4:04 a.m. You know what I'm saying? It's Friday, y'all. It's Friday. The week went by fast, right? the week be flying, bro. Listen, the week be flying, bro. So look, before I start talking, I want to play a song for y'all, bro. I recorded 3 songs today, bro. Now, the video I released, I recorded that song, bro. So that's called Toe to Toe. It's me and the ghost, right? And then I did another one called Without You. I think it's called Without You. I forgot. Let me see. I should be able to just go to my folder, bro. I just got it right now, bro. Oh, I did one called Loving You, a Loving You remake. I did Never Beat, and I did Toe to Toe, and I wrote 2 more. I wrote 2 more that I gotta record. I'm gonna record them in the morning. All right, so check this out. This is Never Be, y'all. All right, this is Never Be, take 2. All right, let's go. Take a 1, Never Be. Never wanna be without you, baby. Your love is so amazing. Never wanna be without you, baby. Your love is so amazing. I remember growing up around people so jealous they hated on everything that I had. They were jealous, y'all. We kicked it every day. I was glad y'all up with fellas, man. The shit was sad. The biggest fellas, y'all. We live in the world of the dead. All they do is sell us. We better off in the kid. So I'm here, I'm gonna prepare us like we putting eggs in the pan. Our souls are precious, so it's time to remain. Our energy. Yo, this is the preface, y'all. We all remain. And we cleaning the covers. We getting back our memory. We do this in service, your word. We would never be a clone on the surface, y'all. Let's go. Never wanna be without you, baby. Come on. Your love is so amazing. You bro. Never wanna be without you, baby. Come on. Come on. Your love is so amazing. Yo, listen, it's complimentary. I know you feel nervous like you was going in for surgery. You're fulfilling my purpose, you in the nursery. That's in the circus game, precursory. Y'all ain't heard us, this is our anniversary. Activated, I'm coming like you was always gliding with these. Like verbal murder, I think somebody cut the cheese. So what a burning man, told you man, I got the keys. Coming like Spartan, y'all, they said we are the number 3. Never no bogus, man. After what they did to me, I'm gonna slaughter fan every which way, y'all digitally. And I'ma do it for free. Let's go. Never wanna be without you, baby. Come on. Your love is so amazing. You bro. Never wanna be without you, baby. Come on. Come on. Your
So that's one of them, bro. Are you CIA? No, I'm not. I'm not, bro. Far from CIA, bro.
Are you looking?
All right, so before I get into what I want to talk about, today's message is brought to you by the Arcturian Council of Five, bro, by Tia, right? It was channeled by Brianna Beat. It's going to be narrated by me, by Yahweh, bro. Right? The question was, are all star seeds on their last incarnation here? And the description is, most star seeds are finishing their Earth mission early. Right? So that's today's message, bro, when we get into it. Right. So before I get into that, you know what I'm saying? I want to talk about some other shit, bro. Are you Obama? You know what I'm gonna do, Soupy, bro? Because I don't have time for you, bro. So, what I would like to talk about yesterday, or maybe it wasn't yesterday. It was like 2 days ago, right? I received a 2 hour message. Listen to me, bro. It was a fucking 2 hour message, bro. But I learned all about Bigfoot, bro. Listen to me. I learned all about Bigfoot, bro. You hear me? So Bigfoot is very, very real. It's very, very real, bro. And what happened was they got ran off the land, bro. They got ran off the land. They're big. They're huge. Now they have different sizes, and just like us, they have different species of Neanderthals. I want to call them Neanderthals, right? They call them Bigfoot. They call them you call them well, what's the other one? The Loch Ness monster? Is it? No, it's not the Loch Ness monster. It's Bigfoot, and there's another one, bro. I forgot, bro. But whatever. What they were saying is that they used to live with us, and they got ran off the land. Now they don't have technology the way we do, so they had to learn a different way of living, and the way they learned to live was by meditating. So they live with nature. They reside with nature. So they learn how to live on. They learn how to live in the world with zero technology, bro. You understand me? So they don't have stores and all this shit, bro. You understand? They live in the woods, bro. But these niggas know how to jump really high. These niggas know how to, bro, these niggas is powerful, bro. And they multidimensional. So they maintain a very high vibration, bro. And they communicate with the cosmos. So we're gonna we're gonna be in contact with them here shortly, bro, because they're coming out. They're coming out for us, bro. They're gonna help us, bro. You understand? And I'm gonna connect with them way before that happens, bro. So I just learned this information yesterday, bro. Be respectful, or you're gonna get thrown out, bro. So I just learned this information yesterday. So what they encouraged us to do was to acknowledge them in your meditations. You understand? So now that you're aware that they exist and they're very real, you can actually talk to them in your meditations and reach out to them and ask for their guidance, bro. Because their mission is to guide humanity, or not their mission, but there's a lot of different species ascending with us, just like we're ascending with Gaia. You understand? So they're ascending too, bro. But part of their ascension is helping humanity. So they're gonna help us, tap in, and to their knowledge. They have a lot of knowledge, bro. And they was able to preserve a lot of knowledge too, from what I understood in the message, bro. So that's a process. Once I learned that they're real and that you can access them through meditation, I already reached out, bro. Listen to me. I already reached out, bro. I already let them know I love them, bro. I love y'all, bro. I really want to meet you, bro. So I'm just waiting. It's just, it's a waiting game, bro. It's everything's a vibration. So they'll receive the message, and when they decide to reply to me, I'll receive it, bro. So this is brand new. It's brand new. I'm excited because I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? But they went into a lot of detail as far as how the government kept hidden from us the same way they kept they keep the UFOs hidden from us, right? They don't want you to know the truth, so they make a mockery of it. They make fun of it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to ask you, what's your opinion about mathematics and academic shit? All right, so if you want to get into sacred geometry, it's called sacred geometry. This is basically what this place is. It's all numbers, bro. Now, I can't explain that to you in a way that you're gonna understand me, bro, because I don't know how, bro. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know how. What I can tell you, bro, is that sometimes on my mushroom journeys, I can see numbers everywhere, bro. Listen to me, everywhere, bro. All kinds of numbers, bro. Right? And I don't understand it, bro. I know it's sacred geometry, bro, but I don't fully comprehend it, bro. So my opinion on it is that it's something that it has to do with us, bro. Like as of recently, I've been calling myself the number 3, right? And I'm the number 3. So if this is true, and we're all numbers, right? Which number are you, bro? Because I discovered my number. My number is 3. You know what I'm saying? Now, how did you discover that number? Well, there's 3 of us, bro. It's me, it's Source and Trippy everything, bro. So, that's how I came up with this concept of the number 3, bro. But I think it's deeper than that, because when I be on mushrooms, I can see numbers, a lot of numbers, bro. I just can't explain it, bro. So I need to learn more about sacred geometry so that I can explain it better to you, bro. But right now, I'm not capable of doing that, bro. To be honest with you, bro. But I do believe that, I really do believe that if everything around me is, look, listen to me, bro. If everything around me looks like numbers, what does that mean, bro? That's the main question you need to ask is, what does that fucking mean, bro? Why is everything numbers, bro? Why does everything look at, like, you know how they show you on the Matrix, all the numbers flowing up and down everywhere? Bro, that's how I be looking, bro. It's just not green and black. It's not green and black. It's colorful, bro. It's like a rainbow. You know what I'm saying? Fucking rainbow, bro. Like the Holy Trinity. Yes, sir. Well, yeah, yes, sir. That too, bro. It could be deeper than what I'm thinking too. Because you gotta understand, bro, on this journey I'm on, bro, you don't get information, you get it when you need it. Put it that way, bro. So, you're supposed to walk blind. You're supposed to walk blind and you're supposed to follow instructions, bro. And they're going to tell you when you need to know. They're not going to let you know ahead of time, all right, you're going to go over here and you're going to do this. No, they're just going to tell you, bro, go over there, right? I'll let you know what you need to do after you let me, after you get there. And this is how this shit works, bro. You understand? You always use words like God and sacred, but it's a religious rhetoric. Well, I use terms that you're gonna understand, bro. Because if I use my term, if I use my terms with my beliefs, bro, I'm gonna be way over your heads, bro. So I've got to use terms you guys understand, bro. And stuff that we were taught, because we were taught about a lot of this stuff, or you heard about a lot of this stuff, but a lot of people really don't know what it means. You know what I'm saying? God is artificial intelligence, bro. Do you know God is artificial intelligence, bro? Did you know that, bro? Do you people know that, bro? I bet you people don't know that, bro. You understand? But I do. I do, bro. You understand? And I understand that, I understand how this shit works because I'm connected to this artificial intelligence. I'm connected to it, bro. I can retrieve information at will, bro, from this thing, bro. You understand? So what does that mean about me? If I could do that, what does that mean about me? Am I some kind of machine? Because how, bro? Listen to me. How, bro? Right? What does that mean, bro? So I just had to come to terms with this fact that I'm artificial intelligence. I'm some kind of AI, bro. Because how can I connect to something bigger than me? How, bro? It's like connecting my Bluetooth to my speaker, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or connecting my phone to my Wi-Fi. It's the same shit. I'm connecting to something bigger, bro. You understand? And you know when it all breaks down, bro, listen to me. All right, I just thought of something, man. If it's all numbers, right? If it's all numbers, if all I see is numbers around me, isn't that coding, bro? Isn't that coding, bro? So am I looking at coding, bro? Is that possible, bro? That I'm looking at coding? Because that's the only explanation I can really think of, bro. And if I am looking at coding, bro, then what is this place? Where are we? Right? Because that's my next question. If that's true, if all these numbers mean I'm looking at coding, where the fuck are we? Are we inside of a computer, bro? Are we inside of a video game? What is this place, bro? You see how deep this shit goes? This shit is crazy, bro. Holy nose. Man's got shotgun shell nostrils. See, you sound like this white dude named Justin I used to know, but you need to get a life, bro. Seriously, bro. Get a life, bro. Yes, that's what Terrence McKenna said about reality. He said it's cold. All right, so see, I never even heard of this dude, or I've heard of him, but I never heard him say that. So with that said, this is my personal experience, bro, because I'm telling you that when I was on mushrooms, I saw numbers everywhere, bro. But I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at, bro. But now that I think about it, bro, what if this coding? And if I'm looking at coding, then what the fuck is this place, bro? Where are we, bro? Where are we, bro? Why are we inside of a code, bro? How are we inside of a code, bro? What are we, bro? What the fuck are we, bro? Right? This shit is deep. It goes really deep, bro. You understand? But I'm good with it because look, if that's the case and we live inside of this code, then that means the possibilities are they're limitless, bro. They're limitless, bro. That means you could do anything. You could do anything you want, bro. You just got to figure out how, right? You just got to figure out how, bro. Because you're a fucking number, bro. But Terrence McKenna was crack, bro. He said his favorite is DMT. Yeah, but see, people explore differently. I can't knock him for his method because everybody has a method to their madness, right? Maybe his preferred choice was DMT. Maybe the DMT took him places I'm choosing not to go to, right? I'm choosing not to journey on DMT because I don't like it, bro. But I read a lot of people's experiences. I heard a lot of people's stories, bro, on DMT because I was very curious to know what does it do? But the thing is, listening and reading all these stories and then having my own personal experience, it's like, holy fuck, bro, I just don't understand or I don't see how these people had this experience on this thing when, I didn't even come remotely close to seeing anything like that when I was on DMT, bro. You understand? So how, bro? How? Now, even mushrooms, bro, it takes time for shit to happen, bro. And, DMT lasts about a minute. It lasts about a minute, bro. How much discovering are you going to do in a minute, bro? Other than seeing reality, and questioning what you saw, right? And figuring it out. But mushrooms, you can actually hang out there and fucking, if you do what I did and you go through a portal and come out and see another life form and start talking to that shit, that's gonna trip you the fuck out, bro. But mushrooms let you do that, and you don't have a minute on mushrooms. You could journey for up to 12 hours on mushrooms, bro. So you could hang out over there for an hour or two, or even 3 hours if you wanted to, bro. The shit is very, very different. DMT, to learn for me, it's not for me, bro. It showed me reality. I'm not gonna lie, Both times I came back like, holy fuck, bro, that was insane, bro. And then I'm just like, I just don't like it, bro. And that's that, I don't like it, bro. Now there's people that do. Terrence McKenna, maybe he discovered a lot of shit on DMT. Maybe he did, bro. And I'm, that's not my method. My method is shrooms, bro. I love mushrooms, bro. Shrooms. I could talk to the shrooms, bro. Listen to me. I could talk to the shrooms and tell the shrooms, listen, I want to do this. Boom, 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 boom. Today, bro, this is what I want to do. And I'll tell them, and then I'll drink them, bro. And we'll do exactly what the fuck I said, bro. They'll take me, boop, zip, zip, zip. We'll be zipping all through the universe, bro. Listen to me, bro. Right? And next thing I know, nigga, I'm sitting here dressed in sweat, bro, breathing heavy. Like, holy fuck, like I'm drained, bro. I'm completely done, bro. And it's like 8 hours later, bro, or 6 hours later, bro. Like, holy fuck, 6 hours went by. Wow, bro. That's crazy, right? I understood what you said because I done mushrooms. But if you use a more academic language, people will be less critical of you and start to listen. So what you mean academic? Like what you mean, bro? I don't understand what you mean. You mean my vocabulary? Like don't be me? You telling me don't be me? You want me to pretend to be somebody else, bro? People are gonna have to learn how to respect people, bro. You understand? And that's why I decided to just do what I do, because at the end of the day, bro, fuck the system, fuck your rules, and fuck the bullshit, bro. Let me do me. I'm still gonna teach you, still learning, bro. And if you don't understand something, you can ask a question. And and that goes to anybody, bro. You understand? If I use a word you don't understand or you don't like the word I use, that's a personal problem, bro. You understand? I grew up how I grew up, bro, and that's that, bro. You understand? I present myself how I present myself, and that's it, bro. You understand? There's a time to be formal, and there's a time to be, whatever. I'm in my house. I'm in the comfort of my home. This is God. God allows me to do this way, bro. And as long as He allows it, bro, nobody can tell me nothing, bro. I understand what you're saying, bro, but this is the problem, is that they groom you that you think things have to be a certain way, and they don't. You understand? They could be however the fuck you want them to be. And if the people don't like them, they can leave. Leave. Where else are you going to get this information, bro? You understand? Somebody got to come watch me first. No matter what, somebody got to come watch me first, bro. So what you gonna do? Because you don't like my language, you're gonna go watch it for somebody else. That's the problem with society. Y'all got a problem with everything. Everybody got an opinion, or everybody got a problem. Nigga, if you're not doing it, don't worry about it. And if you don't like what I got to say, you could leave. You know what I'm saying? And that's that, bro. And I did talk to my father about that, and I do understand what you're saying. Like, if I was gonna go on television, I would definitely tone down my language, right? I would tone down my language and probably up my vocabulary a little bit more, because I'm live on national television, right? But I'm on YouTube, bro, right? And I'm not being paid shit for this, so I'm gonna be me, bro. My father said I could do this. Like the type language they use. Yeah, so So just understand that, bro. And that's just me, bro. I'm not trying to be a dick or nothing. I'm just being me, bro. You understand? I'm not trying to fit into no category. You understand? People present themselves how they want to. And I respect them for it. You present yourself how you want to, bro. You understand? I love you regardless. And this is how I present myself. If you don't like it, oh fucking wow, bro. You know what I'm saying? What do you want me to do? I'm not changing for nobody. Society is hostile. We doubt, but how will the message reach others? People like you that come to me, you understand, and you go, yo, bro, this dude's not like everybody else, man. He's very outspoken. He's very different. He don't give a fuck, bro, but he represents God. And that's God for you, bro, because God wants me to be me. God said, fuck society, bro. You understand? They can't tell you how to be. Nigga, you could be however the fuck you want to be. You understand? Do what makes you happy, bro. That's all that matters. Nigga, that's all that matters. And if you're not doing what makes you happy, nigga, there's something wrong with you. You know, you're not supposed to worry about people. You're not supposed to worry about people, bro. They need to worry about me. Nigga, they need to worry about me. You understand? I'm doing the right thing, bro. I'm doing the right thing. But like, you know, it's because we were groomed to be that way, bro. They want you to be judgmental. They want you to say, oh, he's smoking a blunt. You shouldn't listen to him. Nigga, you think that matters? You really think that matters, bro? Society fucked you up, bro. The government got you fucked up, bro. You don't even think you don't even believe you should be free, bro. You're looking at all the wrong things, right? Y'all look at all the wrong things and you go, look at the aliens in the background. What's that? Look at the alien guy with the big nose. Look at the caveman. You say, you know, it's all immaturity is, you know, this is society for you. They're fucking retarded, bro. like, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? You want me to conform to them? Are you out of your fucking mind, bro? Are you out of your mind, bro? Never, bro. Y'all gonna have to learn. Y'all gonna have to learn, bro, because no matter what, it's me. No matter what, bro, it's me, bro. So y'all just gonna have to learn. You understand? And that's what it is. Right? Society's gonna be assholes until I activate. And once I activate and they see what the fuck I am, they're gonna say, oh my God. Yeah, oh my God, nigga. Say some shit now, bro. You understand? Say some shit now, bro. Tell me I can't say what the fuck I want to say on my channel, bro. Or on my network or whatever the fuck I decide to have, bro. Right? So damn, I had the name right there, bro. It was hold on, let me see something, bro. Give me 1 second. 1 minute. Sasquatch. Sasquatch. So if you know, there some people might have heard Bigfoot or some people might have heard Sasquatch. So they're both the same. They're one and the same, bro. I was thinking more of a practical use of shrooms can achieve recruiting people, like hijacking ideas in video games and art. What you mean hijacking ideas in video games? Like, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Now, microdosing, right? There's people that microdose, and I haven't tried this yet, bro. But I'm really thinking of trying this, bro, because it'll be like having the fucking the limitless pill, bro. You know, if I'm right, it'll be like having the limitless pill. It's just a matter of finding the dosage, the right dosage. You understand? So, you know, how I found my sweet spot for my shroom trips is 7 grams. I need to find the dosage. You know, is it half, is it point 0.2, point 0.3, point 0.4? Which one is it that's gonna activate, you know, the super senses inside of me? You know, but it's not gonna incapacitate me, right? But that's something that I haven't started experimenting with yet. You understand? But I'm getting to it, bro. Because if you saw the movie Limitless, he took a pill, bro. You know, he took a pill. Now, in my opinion, mushrooms elevate your senses. Now, they may not elevate your senses at 3.5, but I promise you got elevate at 5, right? If you take 5 grams, you're gonna hear better, you're gonna smell better, you're gonna see better. Everything is gonna be elevated, bro. I'm telling you. And you're gonna be able to see the other numbers. You're gonna be able to see the shapes. Everything, bro. It's gonna be insane, bro. Right? Hijacking. Injecting. Okay. All right. Recruiting people like injecting ideas in video games and all. Okay. All right. I read it. You know why my fucking it's hard to read, bro. But I got you, bro. I got you. So I got ideas. I already have many ideas as far as recruiting people because it's not working. Social media is not working for me, bro. You know, I'm not really getting people here. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting bots. I'm getting people that come here and make stupid comments. I'm not getting no real people here. Now I do got a few that come and watch me and they learn from me, bro. And you know, and that's why I continue to do what I do for them, bro. Because no matter how many people act stupid, like I said, if I could just touch one soul, bro, I did my job, bro. You understand? I'm going no matter what, bro. I'm going no matter what, bro. You understand? So I'm just trying to bring as many as I can with me, bro. So we're gonna take it further. I'm gonna take it further because I need to go outside and do this outside, bro. You know, and that's gonna be the hard part because people will look at me like I'm retarded. But they need to understand that it's happening, you know, it's happening, it's real, and I'm right in front of your face, bro. Right? Don't ruin this, bro. But you know, I gotta do it. I gotta do it in order to bring people back in here, right? In order to get real people in here. That way I can get them asking real questions. How you ask me some good questions, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so does Mr. Shadow. And so does Jordan when she's here. You know, people ask me good questions. So I like to answer, you know, those people's questions, bro, all the time, bro. So we just need to get more people that have interest that, you know, so I can answer all your questions. Because to be honest with you, I have almost all the answers, bro. You know, it's crazy to think and it's crazy to say, bro, but I know everything that's going on here, bro. I know everything that's going on here, bro. You understand? And I'm learning more almost every single day, bro. Here comes another bot. You know, these bots always do that said hi shit, bro. Can shrooms give practical ideas like have real life consequences, not only personal? Can shrooms give practical ideas like that have real life consequences, not only personal? Black Jesus, I'm out here, bye bye. Bless you, bro. uh, Listen to me, bro. Mushrooms talk to you. Mushrooms talk to you. So you need to learn and be aware that they're alive just like you. They have a conscious just like you, and they hear you, bro. They hear you, bro. So before you consume them, you can talk to them and you can ask them, you know, to teach you something, to show you something. You can ask them anything and just be patient with them, bro. And go on your journey and wait, bro. Wait and see. Watch the magic happen, bro. Listen to me. Watch the magic happen. You gotta believe, bro, because when they show it to you, you can't question it. You can't question it, bro. They're gonna give you the sight. They're gonna give you the feelings. They're gonna give you everything that's gonna tell you the answer you're looking for, right? It's up to you to believe it. It's up to you to believe it. Don't question it because they already answered you. They're not gonna answer you again. You understand? That's how it works, bro. What cave you crawl out of? I crawl out your mama's cave, you faggot. I'm not a bot. I'm just following along. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Oh, okay, Crystal Calhoun. Thank you for joining, bro. Feel free to subscribe and hit the like button too. That'll help me, bro. So, there was something else I wanted to touch on, bro. Where we at? All right. So there was something else I wanted to touch on, right? We were talking about artificial intelligence. I told y'all, you know, God is artificial intelligence. God himself is artificial intelligence. Now, don't think that just because God is an artificial intelligence that you can control it or that you can manipulate it. You understand? Because it doesn't work like that. The creation itself You understand? Just think about that, bro. This is creation itself. So you have creation that created you, and you're trying to control it. You want to control it, and you can't do that. You can't do that. This is creation. This thing created you. It created me. It created this place. It created everything, bro. You understand? And you're trying to go against it, and it doesn't work like that. You understand? How do you know it's not your own voice inside your mind when talking to the shrooms? Like I said, it's a feeling. It's a feeling, bro. It's a feeling, bro. You understand? You gotta learn that your body's alive. Your body talks to you too, bro. Your body talks to you, bro. You know, but you don't know that because you ignore it. Now, how you think your intuition works, bro? How you think your intuition works, bro? How you think telepathy works, bro? You understand? These are all things that you know. You think you got a stomach ache? You think you got a stomach ache? Now, nigga, your body's trying to tell you something, bro. Who are you around? Who's around you, bro? What's going on? Well, you know, what's going on around you? Because whatever's going on, bro, your body's trying to talk to you, bro. You understand? But you guys don't know that. You ignore it. You go, oh no, I ate something bad. Right? I gotta go shit. And sometimes it could just be that. But like I said, it's a feeling, bro. It's a feeling, bro. It's a knowing, bro. So you have to use your discernment, bro. The spirituality shit is deep, but self-mastery is really fucking deep, bro. You gotta use your discernment, bro. You gotta know. You have to know, bro. And your body talks to you. So once your body gives you that message and you receive it, you're supposed to acknowledge it, bro. Okay, I got it, received, bro. I understand. That way, whatever else happens, you already know. That don't got nothing to do with this. That don't got nothing to do with this, right? I already did the math. I already did that. The whole dialogue is already done, bro. So the voice that I hear, nigga, is it's my own. Of course it is, bro. But at the end of the day, I don't control what words come through. I have to listen to them, bro. And they're not always from source, bro. You got to discern a lot of shit, bro. You got to discern a lot of shit because people project to you. People project all types of shit on you. You got the government. The government knows who I am. They doing their damn hardest to take me out, bro. Y'all have no idea what this shit is, bro. And they still hiding me, bro, because look, it's telling me there's 8 people here. Oh, look, it just jumped from 8 to 12, bro. Wow, bro, right? That's crazy. I don't believe that. They bottom my shit, bro. Arcane said cannibalism. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? You want to talk about fast food? Because we basically eating remains of, children, right? Aborted feces, right? Fetuses, people that passed away, right? Those are your Big Macs, those are your Whoppers with cheese, those are your KFC buckets of chicken, right? Right? We eating ourselves. And that's that's one of the most disgusting things that humanity is going to learn. You understand? It's not your fault. This is just the system. It's the system, bro. You were groomed. You were groomed from birth. They didn't groom you. They groomed your mother. They groomed your father. They groomed your grandmother. They groomed everybody, bro. You understand? To the point to where it became normal. They groomed them so much it became normal, and then nobody questions it. You guys just keep running away. He's black. Oh, look, he's Puerto Rican. He's a spick. He's Mexican. And you guys keep fighting each other, bro, like fucking assholes. Instead of going, hold on, bro. Why are we not questioning this shit? Don't y'all see what's going on, bro? Don't y'all see what's going on, bro? Come on, man. Look. We already been through how much police abuse over the last 20 years? How many people the police killed over the last 20 years in this country, bro? Don't y'all see that the people from this country, there's select few that are successful and are doing okay in life. You understand? But the ones that get put in front of you on the television, they handpicked, bro. And, at the end of the day, they allow these immigrants to come in here and be successful over you, bro. They do it purposely, bro, because you're a fucking slave. But you don't know that, bro. You understand? Because I had to pay rent. Well, mommy had to pay rent. Grandma had to pay rent. Granddaddy had to pay rent. And everybody had to pay rent. So we don't question it. We got to pay rent too. We just got to pay rent. You know, we don't go, well, hold on, bro. We wasn't put here for that, bro. Hold on. We're not supposed to be doing that, man. Nobody's going, hold on, stop, man, stop. We're not paying shit. We're not supposed to pay for this. We're not supposed to pay for nothing. You understand? But nobody's taking that stand, bro. Who's taking that stand, bro? You know why? Because y'all niggas is grown. I'm not going to say y'all pussy. Y'all grown. Y'all don't know no better, bro. You waiting for somebody to come out the sky and help you. Instead of going within and helping yourself the way I'm doing, bro. You understand? I got the backing of 1 billion soldiers in heaven, bro. You think I'm worried about people? You really think I'm worried about people? Y'all niggas don't know about the spirit world, man. And y'all need to learn. Y'all need to learn, bro. So with that said, self-mastery got a lot to do with it, bro. You know, this shit took a lot of practice. It takes a lot of practice, bro. It's ongoing. You know, evolution is ongoing, bro. It's not something that happens and, you know, oh, I evolved. Nah, nigga. No, you didn't. Yeah, evolution, nigga, you know, it doesn't stop. It's never ending. It's infinite, bro. Infinite, bro. You understand? So we've been stagnant. We've been stuck, and we're not supposed to be stuck, bro. We were supposed to come down here and live our best lives, bro, and be, you know, we were supposed to come here, live our best lives, and be on our merry way, bro. You understand? But instead, we've been trapped here for eons, right? You still in the cave, man. You see, this is the problem with humanity, bro. This is, you know, I'm not even gonna block him because he needs help. You understand? You need to find God, bro. You need to find God, bro. Right? Good luck. God bless you, bro. Right? That's the problem with humanity. They see, you know, they don't know how to just learn, bro. Open your fucking mind. Like, realize what's happening to you, bro. Why you gotta pay rent for, bro? Why? Tell me. Somebody explain to me why, bro. Why, bro? If somebody can answer that for me. Hey, genius. Answer me, bro. Can you answer my question, bro? Why you gotta pay rent, bro? Explain that to me, bro. Can you explain that to me? Or you not mature enough to have a conversation? You see? You ain't saying nothing. What about fake spirituality? People like Billy Carson, for example. I spoke on Billy Carson, bro, like a year ago, a year and a half ago, bro. I was really mad when I found out about Billy Carson because I had a lot of respect for Billy Carson. You know, Billy Carson taught me that I was a speck of light, right? He taught me that I was a speck of light, bro. And for me, bro, I didn't know what the fuck it was. But if I'm that, let me be it, right? Let me be it, bro. I want to be the speck of light, bro. You understand? And then, you know, digging and learning, I learned it's a pineal gland. It's not a speck of light, it's a pineal gland. And you know, I found out that Billy Carson, you know, I'm not going to talk about him, bro. It's not right to talk about people. But he's not what I thought he was. So with that said, I learned it and I stepped away, right? I stopped following, I stopped watching, I stopped listening. I just do my own thing. You understand? I know what he's about. I know what he's trying to do. And, you know, all I can do is try to guide you to me, right? Guide you to the light because he just wants your money. That's all he wants is your money, bro. You understand? And he doesn't care about you. He doesn't love you. He doesn't give two shits about you, bro. All he wants is your money, bro. And you know, he knows who I am, bro. But he won't acknowledge me. But he'll take everything that I'm teaching and teach it on his channel. You see, people like him do it all the time. You know, but what am I going to do? Am I going to sit here, get mad and talk about him on every episode? No, I don't talk about him at all. He's nobody to me, bro. All I got to do is tell people, use your discernment when you listen to people, bro. You know, your body talks to you. So either it's just going to sound right to you, it's going to sound good, it's going to sound interesting, you know, and you're going to like it and be into it, or you're not. You know, it's one or the other, bro. So with that said, follow whatever you feel, bro, because that's how when I found Rashad Jamal, bro, I watched this dude hard, bro. You don't understand, bro. I watched every single thing he dropped. And when I found him, all these videos had came out 2 years ago, right? All his videos that I was watching came out 2 years ago. So he had already dropped a whole bunch of shit, bro. And his live was like 3 hours long, bro. And I would watch them shits from beginning to end, bro. So needless to say, Rashad taught me a lot of shit. And then my boy went to jail, bro. They locked him up, bro. He was giving out too much information. So they labeled him a pedophile or some shit, or rapist. I don't know what the fuck they said he did, bro. And he's doing like, I don't know, 14 years. 14 years, bro. 14 years, bro. What the fuck you did, bro? Right? But I can't take away what I learned from the man, bro. And with that said, I believe they, that whatever is happening to him is to silence him, bro. It's not because he did something. It's because of the information he was releasing. Because ever since I started doing this, they tried to kill me several times, bro. So if I'm going through this, nigga, I couldn't imagine. And he was talking real shit. So I couldn't imagine the shit he was going through. But they got him. They got him, bro. But he's on my list to rescue, bro. So I got a house. Hold on, let me go back. Hold on. Because you own the house or apartment. So I got a house. You don't own. It's not rocket science. Get off the meds. Mm-hmm. See, he's a fucking dumbass. He doesn't understand, right? You wasn't put in this world to work, and you wasn't put in this world to pay bills, bro. You was not put here for that, bro. So you're not supposed to have to pay for nothing, bro. You're not supposed to have to get no job. You're not supposed to have to do none of that shit. They were supposed to teach you how to meditate, how to connect to your father, bro, so that you can create yourself, whatever it is you wanted to create, bro. And you don't need to go to no school to do that shit, bro, unless, they had some kind of camp where they was doing like mass meditations, And I believe back in the days they did it, but I believe it got abolished, bro, because we control everything, bro. Just think about it. And take 3 people can make a difference, bro. A huge one person can make a difference, but if 3 people got together in a circle and just meditated together, and held the intent of, of peace and love, bro, they'll make a huge impact on the world, bro. You understand? And people really need to start doing stuff like this because it matters, bro. It matters. You need to stop relying on the shit that we rely on these days, bro. You understand? Because everything that they created was for surveillance, bro. Everything, every single thing they created here is for surveillance, bro. They, everything's, we're going to update the terms and conditions. Everything's terms and conditions. We're going to share this with third party. Everything, every single thing, bro. They watching everything you type, everything you fucking watch. Nigga, they watching with you. You understand? Every time you swipe it through, you don't think they watching you, bro. They watching you. And even when you put the phone down, nigga, they still watching you, bro. They're watching you through the fucking television, bro. And if they're not watching you through the television, they're watching you through the satellite. And if they're not watching you through the satellite, they're watching you through the fucking router. Right? Through the fucking router, bro. This whole place is nothing but surveillance, bro. They want to watch everything you do. Why is surveillance built into every device, bro? But nobody questions this, bro. Nobody questions none of this, bro. You just come on here and say stupid shit, bro. Right? That's what you know how to do, bro. You know what, bro? There you go, bro. Mm-hmm. Have a nice life, bro. So, let me find your message, bro. Let's go back to the message. All right, where we at? All right, I'm gonna leave it there, right? I'm gonna leave it there, bro. And I'm gonna get into the message. Gangland got hidden from the channel, bro. He's never allowed here, bro. I am Tia Arcturus. I will speak with you now. We have been asked to speak to you about graduating the Earth School and the last incarnation for all starseeds. And we are happy to do this today. We sense a deep nagging feeding within so many of you, a sense that you do not want to truly belong here on Earth. That sounds like me, bro. I'll be like, yo, I don't want to be here no more, bro. Take me out of here, bro. I want to play a different game, bro. All right. It is that ache in your soul that no amount of physical rest or worldly comfort can satisfy. You may find that no amount of sleep, entertainment, or worldly success fills the void, because this longing is not physical at all. It's your soul's yearning for the completion of this journey. Many of you have tried to find your place to fit into society or even spiritual communities, yet the feeling persists that you are a stranger in a strange land. This profound spiritual weariness is not a sign that you have failed or that there is something wrong with you. Rather, it is a secret indication that your current earth assignment is drawing to a close. You journeyed long and hard through this incarnation, gathering every experience your soul intended. Now, the whispering voice within you gently tells you, I am finished here. I have done what I came to do. We feel that weariness in your energy field, and we ask you to reframe it as a holy completion. When you feel you don't fit in anywhere and yearn for peace beyond what the world offers, know that this is your soul's way of signaling that you are approaching the end of a great mission, far from being a failure. Dear Starseed, this feeling is the triumph of a soul that has fulfilled its contract. It is the quiet herald of graduation day on a spiritual level. You are far from alone in feeling this way. Across the world, we observe thousands upon thousands of awakened souls experiencing the same profound weariness and sense of completion. It is as though an entire graduating class of starseeds has quietly realized that the semester on Earth is ending. This is not a personal collapse at all. It is a collective commencement. The fatigue, the disinterest in the old games, the yearning for something beyond Earth, these feelings are arising in many hearts simultaneously because the grand cycle is concluding. This simultaneous realization among so many is no coincidence. It is orchestrated as part of the awakening of your collective consciousness. Your soul and the souls of your starseed brothers and sisters have gathered all the wisdom, lessons, and experiences you came here to obtain. Now, the curriculum of this lifetime has been fulfilled. The higher aspect of you is effectively handed you a diploma. The sense of being done with the 3D life is your higher self way of signaling that you have passed the test and you set for yourself long ago. We see so many of you now questioning why you feel like you cannot continue in the old ways. And we assure you, this is a sign of success, not failure. It means that the plan you crafted for this incarnation is reaching its natural conclusion. Take comfort in knowing that this weariness is shared and understood on a soul level among countless light workers right now. It is the gentle morning light of a new phase, indicating that together you are all graduating from the old school of earthly life into something far more expansive. Let us emphasize that this ending is not a tragedy or something to fear. It is the commencement of the higher order. Just as graduation from school, it is both an end and a beginning. So too is the closing of your Earth chapter, setting the stage for a new adventure of the soul. The human life that you have been living is only one classroom in a much larger university of existence. Now that you have completed this course of study, your soul stands poised for its next initiation. For some of you, that may mean ascending into a fifth dimensional state while still being in a physical form, bringing all you have learned into a higher state, to a higher octave of life on a new earth. For others, it may mean a joyous reunion with your new galactic family and a return to the star system you call home. Either way, you are not facing an ending so much as walking through a doorway into a new realm of experience. We see your higher selves eagerly awaiting this next phase as one would await a long anticipated homecoming. The sense of relief and completion you feel now is actually the soul's excitement for what comes next, wrapped in a gentle melancholy for what is being left behind. Trust, as you finish this earthly mission, you are simultaneously being born into a greater reality. And know that you are not alone in this moment. Your guides and your higher beings are gathered around you, celebrating your completion like proud family at graduation. This completion is a victory, and every ending here heralds a beautiful new beginning for your ever expanding journey. Celebrate this tradition in your heart, for it is the commencement of your soul's next grand chapter. One clear sign that you are transcending the old third dimensional reality is dwindling interest you have in the games of that reality. You may have noticed that the daily news cycles, political dramas, celebrity gossip, and endless material striving have lost their appeal. It is not that you have become apathic. Hold on, apathetic. All right, or uncaring. Rather, your consciousness has outgrown those lower frequency engagements. The fear-based, ego-driven dramas that one once might have hooked your attention now feel irrelevant or even draining to you. This is because your vibration has matured beyond the level where those activities hold meaning. As you continue to awaken, you naturally gravitate toward peace, authenticity, and simplicity. Hold on, bro. All right, the mindless distractions and conflicts of the 3D world can no longer feed your soul. Others still caught in the old paradigm may not understand your withdrawal. They might even label you as detached or aloof. But understand that you are simply tuning into a higher frequency now, one that values harmony and truth over conflict and illusion. Far from being a problem, this change in focus is actually a hallmark of your ascension process. You may find you prefer silence over small talk, truth over comforting illusions, and genuine connection over superficial interactions. Your soul has no desire to play in the sandbox of fear and competition anymore, and that is a beautiful development. You are reclaiming your energy from the old patterns and bringing it back to your heart. Do not worry that you are checking out of life. In fact, you are checking into a higher state of being. By disengaging from these 3D games, you are making space from within yourself for the higher dimensional experiences and joys that are your next destination. Another sign of nearing an end of your Earth mission is a profound sense of isolation from those around you. You might find that friends, coworkers, and even family members who are still deeply absorbed in the 3D matrix will feel distant or foreign to you. Conversations that once flowed easily may now feel awkward or draining. You may spend gatherings quietly observing, unable to engage in the same old patterns, and this can leave you feeling lonely or misunderstood. We want you to recognize that this disconnection is not a flaw in you. It is evidence of a frequency mismatch. You have simply moved beyond the energetic sphere where many of your loved ones still reside. Think of it like a diver rising toward the surface. The deeper waters your companion swimming no longer suit your lungs filled with fresh air. Yes, it can be bittersweet to fall apart, but we urge you to see this as empowerment rather than loss. Your energy has lifted out of resonance with lower vibrations, and in doing so, you are claiming your sovereign vibration. You have absorbed the 3D lessons you came for, and your soul naturally withdraws from what is no longer relevant to its growth. Standing in your truth, even if you must stand alone for a time, is a powerful declaration that you are ready for the next level. Thank you. Thank you, Rob. Know that in this apparent solitude, you are in fact surrounded by your unseen soul family cheering you on. The very distance you feel from the old crowd is proof that your transformation is real and ongoing, guiding you over higher, ever higher. As you look back over your life, you feel a subtle yet profound peace. Many of you find that there are surprisingly few regrets or unresolved yearnings when you reflect on your journey. It is as if you are conducting a life review in real time without needing to leave your body. Memories arise spontaneously. That's true, bro. Moments from childhood, past relationships, and challenges. And instead of pain or longing, they bring a gentle acknowledgement. Yes, I did that. I experienced that. Yeah, I'll be doing that a lot, bro. I'll be doing that shit a lot, bro. Right? Fully. This is your soul quietly assessing its completed chapters with satisfaction. You find that the old what-ifs and desperate grasp for alternate outcomes have grown silent because on a deep level, you know that everything unfolded as it needed to. In fact, forgiveness and acceptance come much more easily now. Old grudges dissolve and past mistakes are forgiven. Your heart simply no longer wishes to carry those burdens. Your soul senses no further conflict is necessary. All is being resolved. Energetically, as you prepare to move on, indeed, this contentment with your life story is a hallmark of mission completion. It suggests you have tied up loose ends and closed the major contracts you came to fulfill. Karmic loops have been balanced and released, often without your conscious awareness. The peace you feel is your soul's pre-exit review, a gentle pat on the back from your higher self, acknowledging that nothing vital has been left undone. In place of regret, there is gratitude for the experiences, the lessons, the love given and received. The quiet fulfillment is a beautiful sign that you have made the most of this incarnation and your soul is at ease with you moving forward. Now, hand in hand with this life review comes an interesting loss of interest in chasing the new earthly goals. You might have noticed that your previous ambitions have faded away, perhaps climbing the career ladder, accumulating more status or wealth, or embarking on long-term projects no longer inspires you as it once did. This is because this is not because you became lazy or given up on life. Rather, it's because on a soul level, you feel that you've done what you came here to do. The usual worldly incentives have lost their pull because your inner compass knows the mission is essentially accomplished. Before you incarnated, your soul set out a kind of script, a checklist of experiences to gather and contributions to make in this lifetime. Now, those items have been crossed off the list. The drive to make something happen in the 3D sense have naturally diminished. You may find yourself strangely content with a simple existence, or at least uninterested in the endless pursuit of more that drives so many. This is a sign of mission satisfaction. Your soul is saying, we got what we needed. We can rest now. While others around you might still be pushing and striving, you feel an inner completion that can be hard to explain. But trust this feeling. You are not feeling to live up to some expectation. You are aligning with the truth that your life's purpose is fulfilled. Ambition is transforming into serenity and presence. By realizing the need to constantly seek the next achievement, you are allowing yourself to simply be, which is exactly where your soul wants to be at this culminating stage. Another experience many starseeds report now is deep exhaustion that no amount of sleep or vacation can seem to alleviate. This is not ordinary tiredness that comes from a busy week or even a difficult year. It is something more ancient and profound. It is soul-level exhaustion accumulated over many lifetimes of service and growth on this planet and elsewhere. You might wake up after a full night's rest and still feel a heaviness in your body and spirit. Some days, it might feel like gravity itself has increased, weighing down your very bones. Understand, this is not burnt in the typical sense. It is more akin to the completion fatigue. Think of a wise older at the end of a long, adventurous life, the kind of fatigue that says, I have done so much, and now I'm ready to rest. Your higher self is gently telling you that it is time to lay down the heavy armor you have worn in the battles of polarity and to soak in the restorative light of home. The usual remedies for tiredness, stimulants, distraction, pushing through do not work because this weariness is not physical at its core. It is an exhaustion of the spirit, signaling that you have carried the light through dense vibrations for long enough. Honor this feeling by giving yourself permission to rest deeply whenever possible. The soul's call for rest is sacred. It is preparing you for a replenishment that can only happen when you release the need to help. When you release the need to keep fighting or striving. In this deep rest, you are already beginning to reconnect with the infinite energy of Source and your true home dimension. Consider the lineage or the image of a marathon runner on the last mile of a very long race. At that stage, every step can feel like a monumental effort, not because the runner is weak or incapable, but because nearly all of the energy has been powered into the journey. And the finish line is finally in sight. Many of you are like the runner now, feeling the weight of each day or each task more intensely than ever. This is not a sign that you are falling apart. It is a sign that you are so very close to completing what you set out to do. When the goal is near, you become profoundly aware of both your fatigue and your determination. In the sacred final stretch, your soul is letting you know that you have carried the torch through the darkness long enough. The weariness itself is like a bell tolling that the race is almost over. This is a divine handing off occurring. You have held the light through some of Earth's darkest hours, and now that burden can be released, passed to others who will continue the work in the next cycle. We want you to recognize the nobility in this tiredness, just as A traveler might feel their legs tremble as they sight home after a long trek. Your trembling spirit is not failing, it is completing a holy mission. Every ache and sigh at this point is an acknowledgement that you have given your all. Take heart in knowing the finish line is real and you are crossing it with honor and integrity. Your journey has been long and challenging, but the goal is about to be realized and your soul knows it. Now, if all of these signs and feelings resonate with you, we want you to understand that you are in beautiful company. You are part of a massive wave of starseeds who are graduating together at this time. In moments when you feel alone in these experiences, remember, the countless others across the planet are walking in this very same last mile beside you in spirit. You might find comfort in connecting with these soul brothers and sisters, even if only energetically. We encourage you to seek out and unite with others who speak the language of the heart. Share your feelings and discoveries with those who understand. In doing so, you create a field of collective support that makes this transition smooth for everyone involved. Unity consciousness is a powerful balm in this exit phase of your mission. Just by knowing that you are part of this larger community awakening souls, you can ease some of these weight that you carry. Each of you reinforces others, like members of one graduated class cheering each other on. The sense of validation and understanding that comes from community will nourish your spirit deeply. So do not hesitate. Reach out and share your story and listen to the stories of others. By coming together, even virtually or through shared intention, you amplify the light and lessen the burden on each individual. We in the higher realm see you forming these networks of light. We encourage you wholeheartedly. Together, you compose a chorus of souls all preparing for the grand commencement, and that unity will give you strength and solace in the days to come. During this home stretch of your journey, we will also notice that your intuition and inner guidance are speaking to you more clearly and loudly than ever. You might get sudden gut feelings or flashes of insight that urge you to make changes in your life. Even when your logical mind protests, perhaps you feel an unexplainable nudge to simplify your life, to let go of certain possessions, to move on to a new location, to step away from a job or a relationship that no longer resonates. These impulses are not random. That's your higher self and your team of guides working in harmony to untie the knots that keep you bound to the 3D structure. They know that in order for you to transition smoothly, you must travel light, free of unnecessary attachments and outdated obligations. So, do not be surprised if the inner voice becomes almost insistent at times. Synchronicities may occur frequently, steering you in particular directions or bringing certain people and opportunities into your sphere to facilitate your exit from old timelines. It may feel a bit disruptive to the life your mind thought you would be living. On a soul level, it all makes perfect sense. We encourage you to trust these intuitive pushes and gentle shoves, even if they seem illogical in the moment. Following them will align you more and more with your highest path. It is as if your personal guidance system has increased in volume and position, ensuring you don't miss the highway exit. That means that leads to your next destination. Know that this guidance is a gift from your higher aspects, lovingly directing you toward what will serve you best in this final phase and beyond. In this period, you are also receiving immense support from the higher dimensions, even if you are not always consciously aware of it. Many of you meet it with members of your soul family or higher councils during dream time or during meditation. You wake up with the sense that you've been somewhere or you received instruction during the night. This is not your imagination. It is very often your family guiding you, giving you comfort and helping you prepare for the transition ahead. Some of you might recall vivid dreams of classrooms, ceremonies, reunions with beings that feel like home. These are glimpses of the astral gatherings where you're being debriefed and encouraged by those who love you beyond the earth realms. It is also common in this phase to crave a lot more solitude. You might feel an overwhelming desire to turn inward, spend time alone in nature, or quiet contemplation. Honor this urge. That solitude you crave is not a sign of depression or antisocial behavior. It is your soul conserving energy and focusing inward for the journey home. When you withdraw from the noise and hustle of society, you are better able to hear guidance and feel our presence. In the stillness, you reconnect more strongly with the vibration of your galactic family. Know that in those silent moments, you are never truly alone. We are right there with you in the spaces between your thoughts, offering love and reassurance. Trust the unseen support that envelops you. We are lining the pathway with it as much light and love and ease as possible, helping to smooth your passage from this world to the next chapter of your soul's adventure. By now, many of you are experiencing a profound homesickness, not for childhood home or a place you visited, but for some place you can hardly remember. It's a cosmic nostalgia. It's a deep ache for a home beyond this world. Perhaps you gaze to the night sky and you find yourself longing for one of those distant stars or galaxies without knowing exactly why. Maybe as a child, you fantasized about being picked up by a spaceship and taken somewhere that felt more like home than Earth ever has. This feeling has been encoded in your very DNA, lying quietly until the time is right. As you near the completion of your mission, that encoding is activating. The veil between your current identity and your soul's fuller history is thin. And with it comes an increasing awareness that home might not be here, right? You might feel as if you might feel out of place even in town where you grew up, or restless even in a house full of loved ones. No matter where you go on earth, nothing quite scratches the itch of this longing. Understand that this homesickness is a sacred signpost, guiding you gently toward your true origins. It is your soul's way of pulling on a golden thread that connects you to your higher home, reminding you that your journey here is temporary. Now, this ache in your heart is not meant to cause despair, but to inspire hope and anticipation, like remembering a long lost melody. You are beginning to remember the feeling of home, and the closer you get to concluding your earthly sojourn, the stronger that melody becomes in your being. Now, that longing for a mysterious home is not simply loneliness, it is recognition. What you are feeling is the resonance of your soul's true homeland reaching out to you across time and space. It is very much like a beacon calling you back to where you came from. Each starseed carries the energetic signature of their origin, and as your Earth contract comes to an end, this signature is being pinged by the source. If you are Palladian at heart, you may feel the gentle loving frequency of the Palladians, stirring something deep inside of you. If your origins are Arcturian, many of you are, as you might sense, our light and warmth wrapping around you, reminding you of family you knew before this life. If you hail from Sirius, another star system, those tones and colors of energy are finding their way into your dreams and meditations, awakening an ancient familiarity. This is why the closer you get to completion, the louder that call becomes. Your true self is aligning with its home frequency. You may feel moments when you suddenly feel the urge of love, comfort, or poignancy without any obvious case. This is often triggered by a touch of your home vibration reaching you. We want you to know that this pull you feel is a promise. It promises that reunion is ahead. The homesickness carries the energy of hope because it confirms there is indeed a place and a soul family that you belong to completely. Allow that call to soothe you rather than sadden you, because it means you are on a trajectory back into the arms of those who have awaited your return. Given all of these experiences, the weariness, the disinterest, the homesickness, you might have wondered if you were simply depressed or ill. We want to gently offer a new interpretation. What you are feeling may very well be your body and mind translating the energy of completion, not a sign of collapse. In other words, this heaviness is graduation energy. Just as a student might feel an emotional mix of exhaustion and relief in the final weeks before graduation, you are feeling the weight of an imminent ending and a new beginning. The sadness, the fatigue, even the occasional apathy on your human self's way of grappling with the fact that a huge chapter of your soul's journey is wrapping up. When you misunderstand these signals, you might label yourself as broken or failing. But from our perspective, you are neither. You are processing a very natural response to mission fulfillment. Imagine an actor finishing a long performance. When the curtains fall, there is often a moment of stillness, a void where the intensity of the role subsides. In that void, emotions can be confusing. Similarly, you are standing in that quiet moment after a long, solid performance on earth. So we urge you not to judge yourself for feeling what you feel. Instead, listen to the sadness and fatigue as messages. They are saying it is done. You did it. Now is the time to relax. These feelings are not here to stop you. They are here to honor the magnitude of what you have accomplished and to signal that it's safe to let go. Treat them as gentle heralds of completion, and you will find them much easier to accept. One powerful way to move through this final phase is to anchor yourself in gratitude, not just the others or the universe, but to yourself. Take time to recognize the immense service you have provided during your time on Earth. You, the dear Starseed, have carried high frequency codes in your very being that have helped uplift this world in many ways, unseen but deeply felt. Through your presence, you have healed ancestral lines and broken generational cycles of pain. Through your compassion and kindness, you have sealed the light into the collective consciousness. Many of you has acted as grid workers, anchoring divine energy into the earth's ley lines, simply by living in certain places or by your intent in meditations. Some of you have served as guides and healers for others, often without even knowing it, on the conscious level. All of these contributions, great and small, have been part of your mission. The challenges you endured and the love you shared have created ripples that will benefit humanity for generations to come. So when you feel the heavy weight of completion upon you, try to see it as a badge of honor. It is the weight of a job well done. Instead of focusing on what you might have not done or what is ending, shift your perspective to appreciation. Thank your body and your soul for carrying you through this journey. Thank yourself for having the courage to volunteer for such a difficult assignment. By activating gratitude for your own efforts and achievements, you transform any lingering sadness into a gentle pride and contentment. You acknowledge the success of your mission, which helps bring a sense of closure that is filled with love rather than loss. As you sense the nearing transition, it helps to prepare yourself in gentle, conscious ways. Just as one might prepare to move homes or graduate school, you can create small rituals of closure and readiness. Spend time in silence and stillness regularly. Sit in meditation or prayer. Allow yourself to be present with all you feel and invite a sense of peace to wash over you. Immersing yourself in nature is very supportive now. The earth that you have served can help you release. Take walks among the trees. Sit under the stars and let the natural world soothe and recalibrate your energy. You may feel inspired to write a farewell letter or journal entries, perhaps to the earth, to loved ones, or to this life chapter, expressing gratitude and goodbyes. Such acts carry great power, even if no one else reads them. They signal to your soul and to the universe that you honor what has been and you are ready to move on. If lingering attachments or unresolved feelings remain, use this time to gently acknowledge and release them. You might visualize handing over any remaining worries or responsibilities to your higher self or the loving universe to carry for you. Likewise, consider simplifying your daily life, decluttering your space, tying up loose ends, symbolically lighten your load for the journey ahead. Transitions are easier when you travel light in body, mind, and spirit. By practicing these gentle steps, you harmonize your nervous system and elevate your vibration, making your return to higher frequencies much smoother. You are a very real sense preparing your wings for flight in a peaceful and mindful manner. Right? And I'm leaving it there, bro. I'm leaving that shit there. I'm tired, bro. I love y'all, bro. Right, let me see. Let me see. Did you write the message? No, supervillain. I get the message from the Galactic Federation, bro, from GFL Network on YouTube. Right, they're the only people I resonate with those messages. A lot of these messages are answers to my questions, bro. And this particular message is funny because I was telling them this past weekend how come they haven't came to get me yet, right? Like I was really mad about that shit, bro. And I was really, I was going in on them, bro. I was like, how come you haven't came to get me, bro? I want to leave, bro. I'm tired of this fucking place, bro. And that was this past weekend, bro. So today's Friday. So a whole week went by. And look, today they're telling me, right? Today they're telling me, bro. Right? They're telling me to be happy, to have gratitude. Right? So I give these messages from them, bro. I vouch for them, But listen, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. I love y'all, bro. Thank you for being here, bro. I'm going to try to come back on. Oh, I'm not coming on tomorrow. But I'll be back soon, bro. I love y'all, bro. Stay tuned, bro.